everybody, I'm going to take you through a strong power Pilates class today. You won't need any equipment, so all you'll need is yourself and your mat. It's going to be strong, it's going to be quick, and you're going to feel that real strong, slow burn. Alright, so when you're ready, let's start down on our hands and our knees. So coming down onto your knees, I just want you to take a nice big breath in. We're going to hinge from those hips, sweep those arms up to the sky, and then press those arms all the way back, hinge at those hips. And again, inhale, big press and lift. Exhale, press those hips back. One more time, inhale, big press and lift. We're going to stay up here. We're just going to step our right foot forward. So just starting with a stretch of those hip flexors. So tucking your tailbone under, pressing down to your left shin. We're going to start to hinge forwards into that right knee. Now just making sure you've got your glutes on, you have your tailbone really tucked. We're going to sweep our left arm up towards the sky and then holding on to your left wrist. Lengthening long and then take a nice big side stretch up and over to your right side. Nice big deep breaths there, inhaling and exhaling. On the exhale breath, see if you can sink just that little bit deeper. So releasing any tension that you may have in those quads and hips. And then bringing those two hands to frame your front foot there, just your right foot. Send your sit bones back and let's lengthen to that right hamstring. And there you're going to shift your weight forwards, tuck your toes under off the back foot, send your sit bones to the sky, and then here in your downward dog. And we're just going to start to pedal through those feet, left and right. So really think about broadening those sit bones, scooping up to those abdominals. For 4, for 3, and 2. And final one. From there we lower back down onto our knees and then we just step our left foot forward. So nothing fancy, just take that step forward with your left foot. Again, just make sure your tailbone, your pelvis is slightly tucked under. Start to shift your weight forwards, pressing to your back shin, sweeping your right arm up to the ceiling, holding onto your right wrist, grow tall and then side stretch up and over to your left. So again, releasing tension that you might have in those quads, front of your thighs, into your hips. And if you're really tight, some people feel this one in their obliques, up into their side waist. All right, both hands framing that front foot. Send your sit bones back, lengthening through that left leg. Drawing your toes back towards your shin and let's feel the stretch through those hamstrings. That's it, shifting your weight forward and then from there tucking your toes under that back foot, sending your sit bones back up to the sky and start to pedal for those feet again. Left and right. For 4 and 3 and 2 and then final ones and then lower onto those two knees. From there untuck your toes, making your way up to a high kneel. Now we're going to sweep those two arms out in front of our chest. Draw those shoulders down your back. Make sure your arms are lengthening nice and long. Now switching those glutes on, draw that lower tummy up and in. We take an inhale. As we exhale, we start to hinge back from those knees. So you're creating a lovely long line from your knees, your hips, your ribs and your shoulders. Start to lean back, pressing through the shins. And then we lift. So you can start small. You don't need to go too aggressive on the first few. Remember, we're looking for length. We don't always want to think about how far we go back in each position. As long as you're choosing to choose perfect form, do that. Really think about switching those glutes on, lengthening through the front of those thighs. Definitely not arching to your lower back. And you should start to feel nice and warm now through the front of those thighs. Nice, right, let's start to add those arms in. So we find that lean back, we pause. We send those two arms overhead as high as you can, sweeping those two arms forwards, and then we lift. And again, inhale, exhale, leaning back from those knees, send those arms up overhead, reaching those two arms forwards, and then we come back on. So again, working through those quads and thighs, but also getting those abdominals are involved, really choosing to draw that belly button back to your spine. Let's go for 4 And 3. Two more. Nice work. And then final one. Sweeping those arms over your head, reaching those 2 arms forwards, and then we come up, we bring our 2 hands to the floor. So now you're on all fours, tucking your toes onto me. We take a nice big inhale. As we exhale, we hover those 2 knees just off the mat, and then we inhale to lower. Exhale to lift. Inhaling as you lower. So you're setting your shoulders right down your back. You're lifting your ribcage. You're drawing that belly button right up towards your spine. And then making sure that your pelvis is neutral. So we don't want to be overly tucking our tailbone under or squeezing those glutes. You're lifting those abdominals up and in, which is helping to lift your knees off the mat. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. So remember, the slower you move, the stronger you will feel. This is a real test of your strength here, guys. So really thinking about drawing that tummy in, hovering those knees just off the mat, and then gently tapping. We've got another 4. Starting to feel really warm now. Through the front of those legs. In 3. And 2. And then final one, and we hold it. From there, we're going to hinge right back from those hips. Your 2 hips are going to find your 2 heels. And then we reach forwards again, back into that knee hover hold, 90 degrees at the knees. So we send our sit bones back, and then we shift our weight forwards. Really strong now here, everybody. Now, if you need to do this one modified, lower your knees to the floor, please do. You just come back to a child's pose here, and then come back to all fours. You can add a lift, lower, hinging back, forward, lifting and lowering. Otherwise, stay exactly as you are. Hovering those knees about an inch or 2 off the floor. Let's go to the 4. You can do it. And 3. Stay strong. In 2. Final one. Hinging forwards. Everybody hips to the ceiling. Touch the sky. Finding your downward dog. And then we shift our weight forwards. We find our full plank. And then we're going to exhale, pull our right knee in towards our chest. Inhale, we step it back. Exhale, we pull our left knee to our chest. We then step that foot back, and then we lift our hips up. Down dog, stretch the back of those legs. Again, we find our plank. One knee comes in, we take it back. The other knee comes in, we take it back, and we send those sit bones up nice and high. So keep going with these. Every time your knee comes in, see if you can pull it in just a little bit further up towards your chin. The higher up you pull the knee, the deeper you'll work up to those lower and deep abdominals. We've all got another 3. Deep breaths. In 2. Nearly there. Pull and pull. Lift, last round, pull those knees up and in, and again lift those hips up. We then find that perfect plank position, you hold it, and we keep going with those mountain climbers. Knee comes in, switch, switch, switch. Deep breaths. You've got 8, 7, 6, really pull those knees up. In 4, in 3, and 2, and 1. Send those sit bones up high, one last turn, and then we lower back down onto those knees. Unhook your toes, send your knees out wide and find a rest position. Deep breath in, exhale. Inhale, exhaling. From there, we're making our way up to a standing position. So let's tuck our toes under, lift those sit bones up, walk those feet towards your hands, soften your knees, and slowly make your way all the way up to that standing position, rolling those shoulders at the top. And then we're going to take a step back with our left foot. So left foot, big giant step back. Split those feet, bend those knees. So you're in a 90-90 lunge, 2 right angles at those knees. Extending those arms out long. We open our left arm out, We keep going and we turn out into a plie position, reaching those arms out nice and long, and then we rotate all the way back in. You find your lunge. We open out to that plie. So your thigh bones go horizontal to the floor, hopefully, as you open out to that plie. Making sure your hips, your knees, and your ankles are pivoting. Try not to leave those limbs behind. Let's go for 4. And 3. Strong legs. And 2. Final 1. We come back to a lunge position. We hold it. We send those arms out. We squeeze the shoulder blades and we drop down an inch. Down an inch. So the reason your arms are moving is because you're drawing your shoulder blades towards each other. Let's take it out of the neck and think about what your upper back is doing. Draw those shoulder blades together, retracting them back, and your arms should move back. We've got another 8 pulses here. In 7, let's see how low we can get that back knee. In 6, in 5, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. We open that left arm back, we come back to that plie position, but only to close back in to the other side. So you're back in your lunge position here. Arms are reaching out in front of your chest. We now open that right arm out to the right, we come back into that plie position, and then we close back in to our lunge. So it's exactly the same exercise as before, obviously just working through that left side a little bit deeper. As we drop our right knee to that floor, your right quad is on stretch here. So strong through that right leg. Let's go for 4. And 3. Stay with me, guys. In 2. Final 1. You close back into that lunge position, we hold it, and then we pulse it down, take those arms out wide, and again, retracting those shoulder blades back, moving through those hands. So your upper back is really active. For 8, for 7, and 6, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open back into your plie. We're going to come all the way back around to your right side. Both hands find the floor. We step that right foot back, we come back into our plank, and we're launching those hips back to your heels, and we come back to our plank position. So you're pulling those sit bones wide, you're pulling your hips to your heels, your knees hover, and then we launch forwards. Really strong through those legs. We've got this. We've got another 3, and 2, and final 1. We send those hips back, we stay there, you hold it, we're just going to pulse those hips back. 4, 6, 4, 5, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Find your plank, hold still. 4, 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Knees out nice and wide, reaching those arms long. Good work. Good job. Deep breath in. Inhale through your nose. And exhaling through your mouth there. Now we're just going to swivel our legs around. And we're going to lie down on our backs. Okay, we're taking our toes to the floor with your knees out wide. So you've got your all 10 toes pressing into the mat and your knees are out wide. We're taking our hands behind our head. We're going to take an inhale breath, and as we exhale, we're going to curl our chest up, and as you do, let's draw those thighs back together. And then we inhale, we lower, we open those knees out. So we exhale, curl your chest up, draw those thigh bones in, and then we inhale, we lower and release. Exhale, pull. Inhale, releasing. Now all of these simple exercises can be made super challenging just by focusing on your breath, focusing on your form, As you pull your knees in, you're trying to switch on those inside legs. As you pull your knees wide, you're switching on the outer glute and hip, making sure that you have a heavy pelvis, heavy tailbone. Deep breaths, relaxing your head into your hands. Can we go for 4? And 3. And 2. And then final 1. We curl our chest up, we hold it, we float those 2 legs to tabletop position. You then open your knees, you lower your chest, inhale. Exhale, curl your chest up, reach your arms long, squeeze those knees back together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and reach. Inhale. Exhale. We've got 4. And 3. And 2. Final 1. Curl your chest up, hold it, stay there. Flex your toes back towards your shins. Single heel tap. And switch. And switch. Exhale, switch. Now remember to pull your knee up and in. Pull in. If you need to rest your head into your hands, please do. Also, if you need to rest your head back down, please do. You're still working those lower and deep abdominals there. Keep going. And tap. And tap. 4, 8. And 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Both knees in. Curl your chest up slightly higher. Pulse your chest up for 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Lower head, neck, shoulders. Pull your knees in. Roll yourself back off your back. Sweep those legs around. Coming back onto your hands and knees. This is your finisher, guys. Touch your toes under. You're going to hover your knees back off the floor. We send those sit bones back. Now your abs are on. Let's keep them on. From there, you're going to lift your hips, kick your bum with your heels. Shift back, lift. Now, obviously, if this is too strong, you stay with your knee hover, tap and lift. Perfectly fine, guys. Whipping those heels to your hips here if you can. Strong through your shoulders. You've got another 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that rocket launcher position, hips right over your heels, pulse it back. 4, 8, and 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Send those sit bones to the sky, pausing there. And then finishing as we started, we lower those 2 knees back to the floor. We step our left foot forward. We tuck our tailbone under and we shift our weight forward. Reaching your right arm up to the sky here. Holding onto that right wrist, we inhale, we exhale, take a nice big stretch. Up and over to your left. So now you're really enjoying that stretch through those quads and hips. For anybody that can, you bring your right forearm to your left thigh bone. We reach back to our right foot and you hold on to your toes. This stretch isn't for everybody. It's quite a strong one. So if it's not for you, just stay in your hip flexor stretch. Well done, that was a strong one. Releasing that back foot gently. And then from there, your hands find the floor. We're just going to transition to the other side. So let's just step our left foot back. Lower back onto your knees. Stepping that right foot forwards. Left arm lifts to the ceiling. Holding onto your left wrist, inhale. And then we exhale, take that stretch over to the right. And again, for anybody that can, slightly deep stretch there. Left forearm, find your thigh bone. Reaching back for your toes, stretching out those quads. All right, releasing that back foot. We're just going to make our way out of here now. So bring your hands to the floor. Tuck your toes under that back foot, send your sit bones back up to the sky, really wide here. And then let's walk those 2 feet towards our hands, softening those knees, take an inhale. And then we exhale, we slowly roll ourselves all the way back up. Rolling those shoulders, bend your knees, sweep your hands to the floor, big stretch up to the roof. And back down by your side, bend your knees. Sweep those arms all the way back round. Hands by your side, give your shoulders a roll. You should be feeling really proud of yourself. Well done, strong legs. Definitely will feel that one tomorrow. I'm always adding new classes, so if you really enjoyed that workout, please hit like and subscribe because it would really help to grow this channel. If you'd like another workout, we found that people who liked this class also absolutely loved the workouts I've linked here. Have fun!